Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to go through PC Part Picker and basically show you guys the system that I am going to be building pretty soon because my old computer at my mom's house is basically kicking the bucket slowly but surely, and I really don't want to spend the money honestly to fix it. I just want to kind of build a new computer and maybe sell that computer to someone. Maybe. But anyways, let's go through what the new computer is going to be like in this video. I got me as like a face cam thing looking at my computer, I guess. So hopefully that works out, and hopefully I get the video synced up because I'm also recording through my NVIDIA software or whatever. So yeah, we're going through PC Part Picker, and that's just kind of a good place to kind of put everything together, and then it also checks compatibility and stuff like that, and it's definitely a cool resource to use. Okay, so I named this build New Build 2016. And as you see, I don't have literally everything on this list, and I have a good reason for the stuff that isn't on this list. But here's a general idea of what everything is, and we're going to go through everything one by one. By the way, if you see something on here and you're like, hey, Sergeant Pope, that's like a bad idea, then just let me know in the comment section. Maybe watch the whole video to see why my point is to get these parts. Beyond that, let's get into these parts and see what's all crazy about them and everything. So first off, the Intel i7 4790K, basically the best, the best kind of affordable, somewhat affordable, it's still like $300, but Intel processor, has 4 cores clocked at 4 gigahertz with hyper-threading of course, so that's cool. And actually I just look at this at Micro Center, if you store pick up, it's 250 bucks. I kind of wish I had Micro Center right here. I don't know where the hell those are, but I don't have one, so I'll probably just buy it on Amazon, I'm guessing, for $100 or $300 and some dollars. But yeah, this is basically what I'm basing my whole system on. Basically right now I have an AMD FX 8350, and that's definitely not fast enough for my needs. So this should hopefully be pretty good. Socket LGA 1150, so that'll be more important once we get to the motherboard and stuff like that. Beyond that, it's pretty basic. It's a good processor, and I was kind of thinking about going for the 6700K since it's DDR4 and everything. But first of all, it's DDR4, which is more expensive, and there's not much of a real benefit at this point. Although there will be more of a benefit later moving in the future, but this is $100 cheaper. DDR4 is more expensive than DDR3 RAM, and on top of that, the 6700 and the 6600 are like bending in some cases because of the CPU coolers that are just putting too much pressure on it. So I'm going with the 4790K instead. Going very cheap on the CPU cooler because I don't give a fuck about the CPU cooler. It's a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. I've used this CPU cooler like on maybe like 3 or 4 different computers that I built. Like for one of my computers, the computer I'm replacing actually has this cooler. My dad's computer, some other computers and stuff like that. Just the Hyper 212 Evo is a really good CPU cooler. It's like $30. I actually already bought it for $25. It's definitely a very good price for a CPU cooler. Actually, it's pretty good performance, and it's pretty quiet as well, so installation is kind of a pain in the ass, but once you get past that, it's a pretty damn great CPU cooler. This motherboard I'm definitely not totally, dead set on, you could say. I picked up some Gigabyte motherboard. Basically, I don't need something that has a bunch of PCI Express slots, which there's definitely a lot of like Z97 motherboards out there that have PCI Express. Not PCI Express. It has multiple PCI Express slots that you can do, SLI and Crossfire with and everything. I'm not going to do that because I don't really care too much about the graphics side of this system. Mostly just the processor side is important to me. So just one PCI Express slot. Has 4 DIMMs for DDR3, which is pretty good. And by the way, as you can see, it's MicroATX. I am going to build the system MicroATX because I just haven't, I've never built a really fancy MicroATX system, so I kind of wanted to give that a try. Has USB 3.0 headers on the motherboard, which is a good thing because actually this computer doesn't, believe it or not. And everything else besides that is pretty basic. I think it has 6 USB ports. I wish it had like 8 because I'm kind of used to 8 on these computers. But beyond that, it's not too bad. But once again, if you guys have any suggestions for a different CPU or different motherboard, let me know about that in the comment section. Obviously, it has to be LGA 1150 because it has to work with the 4790K. But if you have any suggestions, I'm trying to kind of keep it under $100 for the motherboard, so keep that in mind. But anything under $100, I'll definitely look at. So give me any suggestions if you guys have them. moving on to RAM. So I guess I'm just going to start out with one 8GB stick. It kind of depends on which kind of motherboard I get. If I get one with 4 memory DIMMs, then I'll get maybe like a 2 kit. If I just get one, I'll probably just get like a 1 kit. But I'm kind of looking at just one 8GB stick for $40. Not too bad. It's a Fury, HyperX and everything, and I don't know, it's a pretty good price for an 8GB stick. So I'll probably just go with that, to be honest. And it's black, and it's a low profile, which is good because sometimes you get into compatibility with CPU coolers, even smaller ones like the Hyper Evo 2 or Hyper 212 Evo. So, you know, considering all that, I think this is pretty good RAM. I have this same solid state drive as basically an external drive, which I'm actually using in the stock plop right now, which I don't have on my computer right now. But so basically, I know that drive enclosure is, I know that SSD is really amazing. It's really good speeds. It's also really not even that expensive. I'm probably going to get like a 250 gigabyte model, at least to start off with. I might get another one eventually, but probably first off, I'll just start with the 250 gig because that's really all I need. You know, it's a pretty good price for it too, so pretty cool stuff. Oh, and I'm not getting a hard drive, by the way, because I don't need it. Because I basically just do work on this computer and some gaming. Actually, speaking about some gaming, let's look at the graphics cards. So I'm going to something pretty cheap because fuck it. GeForce, I guess, GTX 980, or GTX, not a 980, a 950, very much cheaper than a 980. Actually, in this computer, I have a 980 in there right now, but of course I'm leasing that with Cutting Edge Gamer. With this computer, I'll probably just buy a graphics card straight up because it'll be cheaper, and honestly, I don't need a fancy graphics card in this system, so I'm getting a GTX 950. I'm going with NVIDIA over AMD for a couple of reasons. First off, AMD is just way power hungry recently, and I kind of have a slightly cheaper power supply. So I kind of want to go with that for that reason. Also, HDMI 2.0 is on NVIDIA cards, and I have a TV with HDMI 2.0, so I kind of want to go with that. And I mean, I don't really need something super fast. If I do any gaming on that computer, it's usually like CSGO, so I don't really do anything too crazy. I'm not really dead set on this Gigabyte card, to be honest. Basically, whatever vendor is the cheapest for the GTX 950, I'll probably go with. But this looks like a pretty good card, and I think it'll suit my needs pretty nicely. So, pretty cool stuff. Oh, and by the way, before I forget that, because I was talking about the power supply right there, the power supply I actually don't have on this list. You probably noticed that because you definitely need that. But actually, a friend that I used to work with at work, he was selling a EVGA 600 watt power supply, and I bought it for like $30, which is a pretty goddamn incredible price for a 600 watt EVGA power supply. So that's plenty of power for the GTX 950, by the way. Plenty of power. So I thought I'd just mention that. I got it for $30, 600 watts, pretty damn good deal. Anyways, moving on, the case. The case is something I'm not totally dead set on, but I do kind of want to get this, to be honest. The Corsair 350D. I know Corsair cases are pretty good. Wow, that picture is very small. Holy shit. But maybe I can go to like Amazon and look at the picture there. But, okay, yeah, here we go. So, yeah, the Corsair 350D, it's definitely, it looks like a beautiful case. That window just looks great. The brushed aluminum on the front, which is probably plastic. But looks pretty good to me. Looks like it has pretty good airflow as well, and pretty good cable management probably. If you guys have any suggestions for other cases, feel free to put them in the comment section. Of course, MicroATX, because I'm going with MicroATX on this system. But I think it looks pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. And finally, I guess I'm getting Windows, because I kind of need to get it. But first, actually, let's take a look at this. Okay, yeah, so take a look at this. Now, Windows 7 Professional was actually, just a couple days ago, I think it was like $45 on Amazon for a brand new product key and everything. Now, I'll probably get this once the price goes back down. I don't know why it's $73 right now. I really have no idea, but Windows 7 Professional has been like $40, $45, $50, which is definitely a good price. So I'll probably go with this. And then I might upgrade the computer to Windows 10. I could buy Windows 10 for $100, but I could buy like Windows 7 for $50, which is in itself a good operating system. And then I can get a free upgrade to Windows 10 and save $50, so why not do that? So cool stuff there. And I guess I could crack Windows, but I mean, I actually do have a program to do that, but definitely don't enjoy doing that. And I'm sure Microsoft doesn't enjoy people doing that, so I just would rather have, you know, fully genuine Windows in my own system. And I think that pretty much covers everything for this computer. I guess the total right here is $869, so that's nice. I mean, it's probably going to be somewhere around $1,000 once we get everything all, set. I already have the power supply. Basically, I just need to get all that stuff. Actually, I already have that CPU cooler, so I don't need that. But, pretty cool stuff. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Let me know what you guys think about my build in the comments section. Sorry I've been stumbling over my words so much, but, should be fun to build. I'll definitely make unboxings of most of this stuff. And then I'll also do, like, a benchmark for the GTX 950, for example. I'll probably do, like, some sort of, putting the computer together video. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. I'm sure most of you guys are probably going to be excited about that. So, let me know what you guys think, and beyond that, like this video if you thought it was cool, subscribe to the channel if you would like to see a lot of that stuff being used in the future, and beyond that, thank you guys for checking out this video. I'll see you later. Peace out.